Okay. Have you ever been to a sporting event where the final seconds of the last quarter is running out and the score of the home team and the win team are battling on the few extra points needed to win the game? As a mom, these are the most exciting and intense moments I get to share with my children. I couldn't imagine not having my children in sports. It's a special time we share as a family. I do not think we need to ban youth tackle football. We need to think of ways to involve a culture of safety around the sport. I will go over my main points, which is first, I will discuss the history of football and how it has evolved. Second, I will go over the positive effects of football in a community and for the youth. And finally, I will go over the future of football and new ideas on how they are trying to make the sport safer. This was an interesting topic for me because I was able to research more into the concussions and other injuries that have been brought up lately with tackle football. As a mom, I do get questioned a lot on why my son does play football, or I get, well, I can't believe you let him play. I feel like children should be able to voice their opinions on what extracurricular activities they may be interested in. My son's passion for football has started at an early age, at 9, and he is excited for the next season every year. Throughout my parenting, I have learned you should not force a child to play a sport they are not interested in. It. This could cause injuries. And also, not taking a sport away from a child if they want to play. Let's kick off this speech with a little bit of history and how football has improved since it was first introduced. Football's ancestors are soccer and rugby, which can be traced back to the 2nd and 3rd centuries BCE, according to the American Football Research Guide. The sport was made popular in America in the late 1800s at college universities. Former President Teddy Roosevelt revolutionized the game by using a forward pass for safety and moving ahead from the sport's violent issues and dirty play, according to the Forward Pass magazine article. Football helmets have been revolutionized over time. In the early 1900s, it was a soft leather helmet. According to Helmet Evolution, Michigan neurosurgeon Richard Schneider was created with encouraging the use of inflatable bladders in helmets in the 70s. Later in the 70s, the full face protection was introduced, and protective visors were introduced in the 80s. We went over the history of football and how it has improved over the past decades. I would like to bring us back to the present and talk about how football has a positive encouragement in the community and for youth. Football helps children with their active physical levels, which promotes a cardiorespiratory fitness. This helps endurance, muscle strengthening, and helps lower cholesterol. In the article, Improving Health Through Youth Sports, Is Participation Enough? The problem they are facing with a lot of sports teams outside of high schools is not enough volunteers. The ratio of kids to a coach is a big difference, which can be hard on kids as well as a coach. Football can be great for a community and promote fundraising. In the article Great Day, local West Virginia youth football team scoreboard was destroyed by strong windstorms in the state. In Kingwood, the community decided to throw a community day in order to raise money for the scoreboard. The local college athletes even came out that day and participated in the fair. This example shows children that you have to work hard for what you want, including volunteering and fundraising, and also promotes mentoring. Local college students coming out and talking to the next generation of peers. Football for me has inspired my son to be a great student athlete. He's concerned about his grades and how it will affect him in participating in sports. My son has been asked to fight, or people have tried to start fights with him, but he knows to walk away because he does not want to get in trouble at school. Compared to how I did in high school, my son is doing an amazing job, and I am really proud of him. Those were my arguments on why tackle football is a positive influence on youth and community. I will be going into the future of tackle footballs and ways the game is improving the safety. The Cleveland Browns have opened a local football camp in the summer with 3 new programs: junior player development camps, and junior training camp clinics. These camps are focusing on specific purposes of the game and is not all generalized together, so the kids will be able to practice more on each aspect. Scott Lancaster, NFL Senior Director of the Youth Development, says the Cleveland Browns did a lot to include players. They've been really aggressive in emphasizing life skills. Programs are coming out to support a new way of training for coaches. We have Heads Up Football by USA Football, and Player Safety Coach programs. In West Virginia, there has been improved injury rate with the implementation of these practices. The Heads Up Football suggests to have a player safety coach in practices and games at all times. They are also certifying coaches in a special program on how to train a proper tackle and block. The culture is changing with the coaches and the players too. Heads Up Football is teaching coaches on how they should communicate with their team, discuss with the player on how they feel, and stop the culture of having children come back in the game after to an injury for a win. I am excited to see how football is going to improve towards safety. I think we're at the tip of the iceberg on ways we are able to improve the game. I don't think we need to ban youth tackle football completely. I think we need to improve the safety and change the culture of how football is perceived. Children need to go outside to play games and be active. It teaches them a certain set value that you don't find until you are participating in a team sport. Today I went over the history of football, benefits of youth football, and the future of football. To be proactive about the subject, I think we need to go out there and volunteer. Children youth groups are lacking coaches, assistant coaches, and other supporters. If anyone is interested in volunteering for the summer, please talk to me after class. I know a great program called Junior Giants, and they are looking for good volunteers and mentors to youth athletes. In conclusion, I think we are going to see an improvement on sports programs and how they are able to work with kids' safety. The technology and helmets and gear are improving at a rapid rate. Safety equipment in general are becoming advanced with new innovative inventions. I know tackle football sounds scary and people are concerned with concussion rates. The sport does need to change, but I don't think it needs to be banned. As J.J. Watt says, there are plenty of reasons why I shouldn't be able to make it, and people remind me often. But I had a dream, and I made it a goal. Thank you.